That's the sound of a big deal. At Wayfair, that sound happens a lot. Dream sofa for half the price? Big deal. New dining table you've been eyeing for months? Big deal. Finally picking up those last few pieces and finishing that bedroom? Now that's a really big deal. Whatever your home needs, Wayfair has the selection, the savings, and over millions of 5-star reviews to back it up. Shop Wayfair.com today before someone else snags your big deal.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey friends, welcome to Moments That Matter. I'm your host, Callie Wiley, and I'm so glad you're here. This is the space where we'll talk about real life, the messy, the beautiful, the in-between moments that actually shape us. We'll dive into business, balance, building connections that feel real, growing brands with heart, meeting amazing people, and figuring out how to be our most authentic selves. No filters, no fluff, just honest conversations to help you show up fully in your life and step into the version of you that is already there. So get comfy, grab your coffee, and let's talk about the moments that actually matter.
Happy Tuesday and welcome back. It's the holiday season. And so finding the right thing to podcast about that feels connected, that makes sense, has been one of those things. And I'm like, I don't want to get too businessy yet. Like that is where I'm going to sit at the beginning of the year. And so what I want to talk about today is the power of networking and connecting. And you kind of know that the theme that I am always going to carry is going to be around connection, spending time with people. All of my leadership style is very much around connection and connecting with people. And so I do a lot of networking. I connect with a lot of people. It's really important to me that we are connecting, that I'm connecting, that I am being present with people, that I'm getting to know people within my community, when I travel, wherever I go. Networking and connecting is huge. And I get a lot of questions around like my intent behind networking, how I'm so comfortable with it, why I'm so comfortable with it. And for me, networking is one of the most important things that we can do. From a business standpoint, if you own a small business, if you're not out in your community and you're not connecting with other people, there is not an easier way to market. I could do social media, print marketing, like ad spend marketing all day. People connect from other people and we relate to people face to face. And there is nothing more powerful than getting social in real life. So for me, networking is super intentional around, I just want to meet people. But you guys, it's not always a business ploy. I have met some of the most incredible people and some of my best friends through networking events, through reaching out on social media and asking someone to go to lunch with me. I have really connected differently with other people doing the thing, right? Other people that are out grinding really hard, other people that are out doing really incredible, successful things, other people that are launching businesses. They've become my business besties. They've become the people that I reach out to when I'm like, hey, I have this idea. Hey, what do you think about this? Hey, can you edit this for me? All has come from networking. And now I would say that 95% of my social circle are people that I met through networking and connecting. And whether that be through social media, whether that be through in-person networking groups, whether that be through what have you, people I met on planes, who knows? But these are the ways that like, it's so important to get your energy in front of people because you can only be so much on social media and ad spend and marketing. And when we can really show who we are and we can be really genuine, that is where magic can happen for you. So when I'm talking about connection and networking, I am part of a handful of networking groups. I am part of a group called The Vault currently that has absolutely changed my life. It's changed my business. It's changed my social circle. It's changed my business. It's changed how I show up in the world. And it is my favorite networking group that I'm a part of. It's just women supporting women that really want to take their business to the next level and be really freaking incredible and make money and not be afraid to talk about money and support each other's businesses. Like so much of my business comes from within that little circle of really powerful women, which is incredible. But also when I need business, that's where I go because I want to support other incredible women and I want to support other incredible humans. And so when I need something, I'm in the process of selling a house. It'll be closed by the time this is aired. But I went right to the people in my network, right? I went to Jill and Moret. There were no two people that I'd rather work with than the people that I work with all the time in my group. And there's so much power around that. But you guys, every single event that I go to, I meet people that I connect with. And I went to an event in October, connected instantly with a woman named Isha that does fashion and confidence around fashion. A, our business stuff is so correlated, but B, I was freaking obsessed with her as a human. Like, by the time we left that event, I was like hugging her and telling her I loved her. And now she's a friend of mine. And so don't be afraid to let these connections come in so that you can level up your life, right? Networking doesn't have to feel awkward. It doesn't have to feel salesy. It doesn't have to feel forced. A lot of the times when we think networking events or going to events, we think like, I'm going to go and I'm going to hand out my business card and it's going to just be business. And y'all, none of it is transactional. It's all relational. It's all, how can I come into this room and build relationships? Who can I connect with on a personal level? Because you know that I am your girl that's going to sit down next to you and say, hey, who are you? I want to know your story. Tell me your trauma. Okay, I love you. Be my best friend. That is who I am as a person. That is who I'm going to be at a dinner. That is who I'm going to be if I sit down next to you out on an airplane. That's who I'm going to be at a networking event. And if you are really focused on how can I be relational and not transactional, networking events don't have to be this like weird, awkward situation. And I think so oftentimes that's what we're looking at, right? We're thinking that it's this transactional situation when in reality, it can really be something that benefits you and that levels up your life, that puts you in a room with people that you might not always get connected with, that lets you level up. So I want you to continue to rethink this, right? When we're talking networking, it's human connection, not collecting business cards. Do not go to a networking event. Do not join a networking group with the intention that all you're going to do is collect business cards. Because y'all, when I support businesses and when businesses support me, I'm supporting a person. I'm supporting a person that I'm really obsessed with. I'm supporting a person that I really believe in. I'm supporting a person that I want to level up. In my group that I'm in the vault, when I need baked goods, Sweet Pastry Reno, my girl Alina is who I'm calling because I know her as a human and I know her story and I know her journey and I know where she's headed. And that to me is powerful. I want to help support her dream. I don't want to just get a business card from someone. I know her and I love her and I'm obsessed with her. So that's where I'm getting everything pastry, right? That is where I'm getting everything. When I find people in a group, I want to fiercely support them. There's nothing about business cards here. It's how do I connect with people? And then the business benefits ripple, right? Networking, you have to go into it also with the idea of community over competition. Y'all, I've got people in my space that also do coaching. My friend Kelly does burnout coaching. She focuses on a legal side of like people and paralegal work and attorneys. But y'all, I could have looked at Kelly and said, hey, we do the exact same thing. Like we're in the coaching space. We're trying to coach a similar thing. I mean, she's who I share almost all of her social media because I get double the content. I'm greedy and I'm obsessed with her. But she shares my stuff. I share hers. We share a very similar message. And it would be so easy for me to say, you and I are preaching the same thing. I don't want you to take my business and vice versa. But when you go into this with community over competition and how can we all raise our boats, she's the first person I call when I need a booth somewhere. Because when I want to do a booth, I don't want to do a booth by myself. Why don't we just pitch our ideas together? Why don't we pitch sales ideas together? Why don't we be stronger together and do this together, which has only been beneficial to both of us. We both are on the same kind of wavelength with events and business and how we're doing things. And so utilize people that are in the same business as you. It doesn't have to be a competition. Don't shy away from people doing what you're doing. Embrace them. Ask to take them to coffee. Ask to take them to lunch. Get those people on your side, because what if you have something that's too big for you? What if you have a business idea that's too big for you? Now you have someone to call. When I talk public speaking, you guys, I have people in my circle and in my life that also public speak, because of the opportunity, if and when it does, when someone comes to me and says, hey, this is what I'm looking for, the first question I'm going to ask is your speaking roster full? Because I'm taking my people with me. I know that I have an incredible circle of people, but also if someone says, hey, do you have someone that can do this with you? Which people will ask. There's a power in two people working a stage. Have those people in your life that do what you do and build that roster of your people. How fucking cool. You get to hang out with people that you know, love, and support. You also get to travel with them. You get to be in spaces with them. You get to be in rooms with them. I want to support my people. So get in spaces with people doing what you're doing. And y'all know I'm going to always say this. When you go into a networking event, you go into a new networking circle, you go to just some sort of an event, show up with curiosity, not an agenda. Do not go in with, I'm going to hand out 12 business cards. I'm going to get so much business. Get curious. I think every episode I'm going to tell you to get curious. You have to get curious. If you go in walls up, I'm here to do business only. Y'all, I've done networking events that I don't even talk about my business. I don't even share my story of what I do for work. I go in sharing because people in my community especially know my story. I'm very transparent with my story around loss and grief and trauma, and people will come up and talk to me about that. I have people that'll come up and talk to me specifically about just restaurants that I'm a foodie. I love coffee. I love food. Where have you been eating? Connect with people out of curiosity. Get really curious. You are always going to benefit from getting curious. The person that you meet, they could end up being your business bestie. They could end up being a client. They could just end up being the person you travel with. You never know. You never know. When this airs, I will have just gotten back from New York, but I've not left yet. So stand by. But the girl that I'm going with, I met through a networking group, and we're getting opportunities to work together. But when I first met her, I was like, we don't do the same thing. We don't really overlap at all, but I freaking love you and you are my people. So we're traveling together. Like, you never know when you show up with curiosity, no agenda, where things could go for you. And most of the time I notice that when people go to networking events, they make things a lot more complicated than it ever has to be. There's this fear of not having the right way to say things. I've gone to networking events and I've been in the car with people that are like practicing their elevator pitch, which is great. You should know your elevator pitch for your business or your position or your job or what you're looking for. Always. If you don't know your elevator pitch, that's another situation for you. But don't sit in that space that you're just so fearful of having the right thing to say. Go in and show up genuine. Go in and be exactly who you are. You know who you are. You know your stuff. You know your life. You know what your journey has been. Be comfortable with being yourself. Be comfortable with being yourself. There's also this fear of rejection or judgment, right? We get in this space. Normally networking events too are pretty powerful people, right? They're people that are looking to physically connect. And if you're an introvert or an introverted extrovert, whatever your story is, you guys, I'm extroverted and sometimes new events give me anxiety because sometimes I go to these and I don't know anybody. And I'm very extroverted. I will make a friend in anybody, but there's this fear of rejection. There's this fear of what if I don't fit in? There's this fear of what if I'm not wearing the right thing? What if I'm not wearing something that someone else is wearing? What if someone judges my outfit? What if someone judges what I do? What if someone judges how I speak? There's a fear of rejection. You have to get over that fear. I don't know an easier way to say it than just do it scared. Be scared. Be uncomfortable. Do it scared. You never know who you're going to meet and who you're going to run into. The networking event that I went to in October, I did not know anybody. I knew nobody. There was a friend of mine ended up relocating that was supposed to be going. So I was like, okay, well, I know her, but like I bought a ticket not realizing I would know anyone there. I went knowing that I would know nobody. And there was a lot of power in that. It made me nervous. It was a totally different space of people, a totally different group of people. But you guys, I left with friends. I left with people that I still keep in touch with. I left with people that I still talk to. And you have to just do it scared. Do it scared. Do it uncomfortable. It's going to be weird. It's going to be uncomfortable. There's also this level that we've always talked about. There's an episode a few episodes ago that I talk about this is imposter syndrome. Why would they want to talk to me? Am I important enough to be here? What if I'm not as successful as everyone in this room? What if I'm more successful than everyone in this room? The fear of imposter syndrome of who wants to talk to me will always hold people back. And I promise you have a story to share. Every single person around has a story to share. Go share your story. It doesn't matter if you're business. What if you're just starting out? Who cares? Who cares? Everyone started somewhere. You guys, I launched this business in July without really a plan, which is kind of the opposite of what I preach. But I launched this business in July. I don't have a long business story, but what I have is the 34 years that it took me to build this business. I have 34 years of life. I have 34 years of experience. I have 34 years of jobs and side hustles and selling dirt to strangers in a campground. I have 34 years of being in 4-H and Youth Action Council and people that I've connected and places I've traveled and food that I've eaten. I have 34 years of a story to share. So stop being so concerned about what if they don't want to talk to me. You have a story. You have a story to share. Find things that you connect with people. Find things that you connect with people. So when we're talking about connecting, you have to find the power of genuine connection, right? We have to connect genuinely. If you go in and it's just weird, like it's going to come off as weird. You have to find reasons to connect. So let me give you some things to connect on, right? And why connections and the power of genuine connection can change everything for you. So one, connection is going to create that opportunity, right? if you're connecting in business, leadership, just life opportunities, friends, connections are always going to create opportunities. You have to get in rooms to make connections. I mentioned this at the very beginning. If you are just trying to sustain on ad marketing, like print marketing, social media marketing, I promise that in-person connections sell faster than anything else, because you get to sell your energy and you get to sell who you are and you get to sell who you are as a person, right? And people connect to people, like I said earlier. So when we get into networking spaces, connections are going to create opportunities, jobs, partnerships, collaborations, referrals. We talked about this earlier on. People don't do business with people, or people do business with people. I screwed that up. People do business with people, not with resumes. I'm always going to do business with people that I know your story, that I know your journey. There is a business in Portland, Tito's Taquitos. And if you know me, you know that I'm a raving fan of Tito's Taquitos. Now, I did first see Tito's Taquitos online on social media. I was like, this looks delicious. I got to go. But then I went to Tito's Taquitos and I became a raving fan because of Anthony that was working and owns Tito's Taquitos. You guys, the first time I went in, it was passion. He was proud. He was proud of his food. He shared a memory with us. Like we built this relationship with the person that owns this business. And now I will be damned if I'm not going to buy a flight on a Friday to go to dinner at Tito's Taquitos. If I'm in the area, my entire trip will be planned around eating at Tito's Taquitos because I'm obsessed with the person that owns it. Because when I get to see people that are passionate and in love with what they're doing, you start to do business with people, not just the business, right? I care about watching him succeed, not just his business. So when you get in the space of collaboration, and you guys, I didn't meet him at a networking event. I met him at his own restaurant, but people want to do business with people that they know. Stop hiding and get in front of your business to share who you are, to share your story. People want to do people with people. People want to do people. You guys, I'm going to butcher this 100 times. People want to do people. People want to do business with people. Hold tight with me. I could edit this out, but you're going to get it raw. Connections is also going to be something that creates confidence for you. You know, I'm always talking about confidence. If you've come to my Power Hour classes, you've seen me speak, you've seen my social media, I'm always talking about confidence. We talk about affirmations. And if you can get in networking groups and circles of people, community builds belief. Community builds belief. Community builds belief in yourself. Because when you're around really freaking incredible people and the right circle, when you're in the right circle, community is going to build belief. And if we don't have that belief in ourselves, lean on your people. Lean on your people. Lean on your people in your circle. Because y'all, when I'm having an imposter syndrome moment, I lean into my networking circles. I lean into the people in my networking circles. And I've got an online connection, like people in my online community that I'm tight with. I have an in-person group of people that I'm really tight with. And unfortunately, when you join my inner circle, you are now a ride or die, buckle up. You are now a ride or die, buckle up. And when I need to be talked off the ledge, I'm calling you. Before I have a big event, I'm calling you. You guys, the last speaking event that I did, one of my team developments, Lauren texted me that morning. My friend Lauren, she's the one that I'm going to New York with. She's become a ride or die for me. She texted me that morning and said, "Hey girl, you got this," because she knew I was nervous. Before I have power hours, I have people in my team that will reach out and say, "Hey, you got this," because that's what my inner circle does. And that's what we do for each other. And when I know that someone is going into something that makes them nervous, I'm going to text you. If you're in my inner circle, I'm going to call you. I'm going to FaceTime you and say, "Hey, you got this," because that's what community does. Community builds belief. Community allows you to be seen. It allows you to be supported. And those people should be the ones lifting up your strengths and your self-worth. They should be the ones saying, "Hey, did you know that you're really incredible at this? Hey, I believe in you. Hey, I'm referring you business," right? So connections create confidence. Connections are also going to create momentum. When we take the time to build connections in networking circles, in groups, whether this is online, in a circle, wherever it's at, you're going to grow faster in rooms where people speak your name, right? Connections create momentum. If your circle is not speaking your name in rooms, get a different freaking circle. Your circle matters. Your circle is going to be the greatest thing that you've ever had. And referrals, you're going to get more from referrals than cold outreach. I get very little from cold outreach. 98% of the clients that I get are from someone saying, "Hey, here's my girl Callie's phone number. Here's her email. She would be perfect for you. She would be someone that you would really connect with. That is where we get our referrals, right? So connections are going to create momentum. And I cannot stress enough that if your circle is not absolutely sharing your name in every single room they're in, you need a different circle. And there are episodes that I talk about friendships and communities further back on how I've gotten into rooms and how I've gotten around people. But y'all, if you are not someone that I can share your name at the top of every ceiling and you're sharing mine, different circle, bye, goodbye. It's just not worth it, y'all. The people in my circle are ride or dies. There are people that I can call to say, hey, I'm nervous. There are people that call me that say, hey, I handed your phone number out to this stranger today because they needed you and I referred them. So connections are going to create momentum. Networking also expands your perspective. And I'm obsessed with this. I go to networking events pretty frequently. I go to events pretty frequently. Like if there is something going on, I want to go, I want to be in the room because it allows me to get new perspective, new ideas, new strategies, new stories, new ways of thinking. I'm in the education space around personal development. And every single event, I find something that I learn. I can go watch someone speak about exactly what I speak about. But when I get to hear their idea, their strategy, their story, it helps hone in on my thought process and how I'm thinking and how I'm viewing the world. And that's really important to me. It's important that I'm evolving. I never want to be stuck in where I'm at. It also you start to create this spark in innovation when you meet people in different industries and doing different things. You might get in a room and be like, when am I ever going to need this? Like, I don't need your service. I don't need that until one day you do. Or one day you're like, but wait, how do you do that business system? Wait, you automated all of your emails. Wait, you automated this. Like, you can learn from other people in other industries. So it's going to continue to spark that. So let's talk about, I told you why I think it's important and why I really would like you to get in new circles, but let's talk about networking with intention. I want you to know how to do it, right? You have to know how to do it. You sign up for an event. Communities are saturated. If you're in Northern Nevada, saturated. Y'all, I follow different networking groups too in different cities. As I'm looking to grow and expand, there's different cities and different groups. Every city has a ton of them. You just have to find them. So how are you going to do this with intention? You're going to show up with purpose. Choose events and groups that align with who you are. Research the group first, right? I'm obsessed with the group that I have that's a women's group because I freaking love watching women support women. I've also connected and have, like, especially some of my online networking communities are male and female. There's nothing wrong with that. But usually I'm in a space of people that are focused on leadership, development, growth, high energy, freaking fiercely supporting each other. Those are all things that are really important to me. And so I find groups that align with that. There are groups that I'm like, I don't think we see the same. As I've launched this business and really stepped into who I am and built my confidence, I run a very powerful business, right? I run a successful business. I speak on stages. I get in front of people, but I'm not, you guys, I love a good blazer, but I wear it with jeans and sneakers. And certain groups, I'm like, ooh, this is just not the room I want to be in. But now I'm looking for those rooms of like, I want to be with the people that are hitting certain financial goals, right? So getting groups that align with your values and where you want to head. And when you go into these events, go in with a connection goal, not a business goal. I want to connect with 3 new people tonight. I want to share my phone number with 3 new people. I want to set up a coffee date out of this, not a business goal. It is slimy. I'll say it right now. I've been to events that people are just trying to sell me their business, which is awesome. I want to hear about what you do. You guys, I'm a freaking business coach. I want to hear about what you do and I want to celebrate that, but I want to connect with you. Because like I said, I will not support a business that I will support a business, right? I'm saying this, but like I shop from places that I don't know people. But when I network, I want to know who you are, not your business. You have to lead with value. When you're going into this space, give yourself tools to be successful. Ask thoughtful questions. Get really curious. Look for ways to support others first. I'm always going to put you first when I'm networking. I want to hear about you. I want to celebrate you. I want to buy from you. I want to support you. I want to celebrate all of your wins. I want to talk about your losses and your fears. Go in with intention. Go in with intention of how you're going to lead with value. Pour into the other person first. People like to talk about themselves. Be the person that listens. Ask really thoughtful, curious questions. And then build authentic relationships. Follow up with warmth. Reach back out. If you are not reconnecting with someone after you meet them, missed opportunity. You follow each other on social media, right? At the event. Go message them when you get home. Hey, I'm super glad I got to connect with you tonight. Let's grab coffee. Be consistent and not transactional. Follow up with that. Hey, let's go meet for coffee. Go to coffee and get to know them as a person. Go to lunch, get to know them as a person. It doesn't have to be transactional. It will turn into success for you, but you have to be authentic first. And share your resources and compliments freely. Be proud of people. Compliment people's businesses. Be willing to share things with people, right? Like if you are like, hey, I have something that could help you, help people. People want to see people win. People want to support people that are helping them win. So be really authentic. And then as you leave some of these events, or maybe you're like, my community doesn't have events, coffee dates, dinners, virtual hangouts, introduce yourself to people. Introduce yourself to people. Introduce your friends to each other. I'm recording this end of November. It's going to come out end of December. And yesterday I went to lunch with a girl named Christina who runs a marketing company. She does photos, creative director, super incredible. But y'all, I reached out to her on social media like a month before that and was just like, hey girl, because I had seen her social media and I was like, I think we could vibe. You also own a small business. You're pretty freaking cool looking. I want to hang out with you. I want to know you. I want you in my circle. So I just reached out to her. And then that was like it, right? I reached out. She was like, yeah, girl, let's go to lunch. Nothing until we went to lunch yesterday. And that was my whole intention is I was like, I admire what you do. And I want to get to know you. And we went to lunch and it was amazing. And there's so much power. If you're like, I don't know how to get in the same networking space, just reach out to people. Reach out to people on social media. I have people I've never met before that like virtually and social media wise, I'm like, yeah, we're connected and I will support you. I will cheer for you. I'll be so freaking supportive of you. I will share your shit on my social media. Let's continue that, right? So coffee dates, go to lunch with people, go to dinner, hang out with people virtually, FaceTime people. You can create your own networking opportunities. You have to be willing to reach out to people though. Don't wait for people to reach out to you. If there's someone you want to connect with, say, hey, I want to know you. I want to know you. And it probably seems weird to a lot of you, but like, I don't care. If I want to know someone, I'm going to reach out to you. I'm going to say, hey, let's be friends, right? So I want to jump in just a tiny bit on this community over competition aspect because there's so much stigma around, I mentioned it briefly earlier, but what if I get in a room of people that just do what I do? This is when I was in the wedding industry, right? You get in a room and it's all wedding planners. There's enough business for everyone. Let me be your PSA. There's enough business for everyone. And in my space, coaching space, I want to know other creators, right? I want to know other creators doing creative things because if I can't do something, right? Or someone doesn't jive with me, what if I have someone that could work with them better or someone's specialty that's better, right? Wedding world. When I was in wedding planning, y'all, I'm one person on a Saturday and there's like 7,000 weddings here on Saturdays. So guess what? When someone reaches out to me, I'm booked. I want 5 other people I can refer them to. There's enough for everybody. There is enough for everybody. There's also this magic of collaboration. If you get around people that do what you do, there's magic in collaboration, joint workshops, shared events, podcast swaps, guest content, sharing content on social media. It's tough out there to make social media content. Share your content with people. Freaking share it. Go in and make joint content. You guys, there's so much power when we can start to share stuff. It doesn't have to be all on your own. And I think that's super important. I also want to note here, because I'm always talking about owning your energy, that your energy is going to determine your network. Do you have an abundant mindset versus a scarcity mindset? Are you afraid when you go in? Are you afraid that people are going to take business from you? Or are you welcoming and inviting people in? Energy is so important. What energy are you putting out? Are you owning that? Are you owning your posture? Are you owning the room? Are you talking to people? Are you smiling? Are you welcoming people in? If you are going in with walls up, good luck to you. Good luck to you. Because if you're not going in with this attitude of I'm here to meet, connect, socialize, make new friends, then it's going to work against you. So make sure that your energy is tapped in when you're networking with people. Okay? Make sure that you're tapped in. So let me just give you a couple of quick practical tips. I'm always going to leave you with something to like do at the end of these. I think it's important to give you action items. So I blabber at you for, I don't even know how long I've been blabbering today. We've been blabbering though. And I want to make sure that I give you something to say, all right, this is tactical. This is something I can work through. And this is something that I can move forward with, right? So ways to strengthen your community. Send appreciation messages weekly. Reach out to your people. Hey, I'm proud of you. Hey, great job. Hey, what do you have going on this week? Send appreciation messages, right? That's going to strengthen your community. It's going to strengthen your network. People like to be seen. People like to be seen. They like to be heard. They like to know that they matter. Send appreciation messages regularly. Highlight someone on your platform. Share people's content. If it's not something you want to buy, share something. Like, save, subscribe, all the things. I'm going to engage. If you are my friend, I'm engaging. I'm going to be a deep engager. I'm going all in. I'm going to engage on your content because that's important. And I'm going to share your stuff. I do this with a lot of different businesses, bands. You guys, if there's a band that I love, especially small bands, I love a good small band. I'm going to share on my platform, right? If you're doing something really cool, I want to share about you on my platform. Reach out to old connections, reconnect with people, say yes to being in rooms, keep getting connected with people, and create a habit of meaningful follow-up. Don't just meet people and ghost them. No one wants to be ghosted. No one wants to be ghosted. You have to put the work in to your circle. You have to. So here's your reminder and your permission that you're not meant to build life alone. You're not meant to build life alone. It is so important to do life with other people. Friend circles, networking groups, building businesses, getting in leadership spaces, building your leadership. Does not matter if you're a business owner, a stay-at-home mama, in a leadership role, an emerging leader. You're not meant to build life alone. So here's your permission to come hang out with us, get in circles, reach out to people that inspire you, open your circle up, go network, do all the things. And I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being present. I appreciate you learning with me. I appreciate you leveling up. Y'all, people are what matter. And if there's anything that I have learned over the last 5 years, it's that tomorrow's not promised. And people in your connection with people are that's what's going to make your whole life run, right? That's what makes your life go. And when I leave a legacy one day, legacy is super important to me. My goal right now is to live out my parents' legacy. But when I leave my legacy one day, I want people to remember me from being connected and present and kind and loving, not just like she hustled me at like a car salesman, right? Like I don't want that feeling. So I hope that this episode helps you find tools, resources, gives you the confidence to get in spaces, to build your circle. That is the whole goal here. And I hope you have an incredible day, an incredible holiday season. And I hope this gives you the confidence to go reach out to someone right now, put yourself in a new room, introduce yourself, take someone to coffee, and have an incredible day.